So of course, everything is going fine for once. My eyes are cooperating, everything is going well, and then, right before filming, the waterworks. One eye is stinging, the nose is dripping, I don't know. This isn't fair. If my eyes are a mess when I show it to you later, I apologize. It's not my fault, really. So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug my daughter found at Kroger. It's an owl. She's adding to the Halloween coffee mugs, which is fine because I am completely over inundated with Valentine's coffee mugs and Christmas coffee mugs. I don't have much of anything else. At any rate, he's cute. He's shaped like an owl. He's got, the eyes are indented. He's got his little nose. I'm not sure this is something I could drink out of a lot. It's got a very narrow top. You can see the steam from our tea. But yeah, it's a really cute little mug that she found. And in our owl right now is the Tea Drops Citrus Ginger. This has raw sugar, orange peel, ginger, spearmint, orange extract, and lemon extract. So that's the Tea Drops. It's coming from that sample box that I got 2 months ago, 3 months ago, whatever. Anyway, let's give it a sip. Let's hope it helps with the sniffling and things that are going on. And then we'll get started. Stay over there. I'm not getting much of a scent right now. Could be because I am fighting a bit of a cold. It is in a tea bag to avoid any of that silt that I've noticed that some of them get. And it is almost gone in there. There's still some stuff in there. But since there's no tea, I don't imagine that this will get much stronger later in the thing. But we'll have to see. Maybe more of the stuff will dissolve. Okay, this lip is a problem with this cup. It has that turned in lip that makes it harder to drink from, so. I'm not getting anything. That's the kittens playing in their box. But for this, I'm seriously not getting anything. That is weird. I'm going to let that sit. I am sick, so that might be part of it too. I've gotten down with a cold or something. It's nothing serious. Please don't be worried. However, it's part of the reason why we're having issues today. Anyway, so today we're finally doing another Bright Ladies. I know it has been a while. I don't think we've done one since I've had the new setup. I did try to do one, but the upstairs neighbor was having a party. There's just no way I was going to be able to salvage the footage that I took that day. Fortunately today he seems to be gone or in bed or out or working or something. There is nothing upstairs. You can hear the cats. Nothing upstairs. I'm going to go with it and be happy that that's the case. At any rate, so today I'm doing a Libra look. This is actually a take off a look that I did earlier this week that people in the Facebook groups that I'm a part of and on Instagram said that they really liked on me. They liked the lighter colors. This is a little bit darker and there's some reasons for that. My primary, for the initial look, my primary palettes for those looks were these two palettes. This is a ColourPop buyout, and this is the Urban Decay Urban Spectrum. The Urban Decay Urban Spectrum is been out of production for a couple of years now. So the colors in here are just, they're gorgeous. I love them. I used a very pale pink and a very dark blue in here. It's shiny. I used this very pale pink, and I believe I used this for my eyeliner, which I also did today. And I think I used this blue here for it as well. However, since you can't buy this, I went with, we're not going to use that. I'm going to switch out those colors. And then there's the ColourPop. So here is the Biop shades that I had. This is my Libra palette. This palette has had 1 or 2 adjustments since I have purchased it. I actually need to go in and find a slightly darker shade than this one. This one does not show up well on my eyes, at least not as well as I'd hoped. And so I need to find something similar to this, but just a bit darker. However, when I went to ColourPop, none of these were available. I think this one was listed. This is Want That For You or something like that. I'll have it listed down below. I think this one is listed but is sold out. They seem to be thinning out or not replacing or stopping. I don't know, whatever they're doing. They just don't seem to be having as many of the single shadows available. A lot of the single shadows that they had prior to the pandemic hitting are no longer available. They're not even listed, much less in stock. So I wanted to get palettes that you guys could use to recreate the look, and these two, for obvious reasons, are out, which upset me because this one in particular is affordable. And you could probably find dark blues and whatever you need from ColourPop if ColourPop was still doing their single shadows. Anyway, long story, already too long. I ended up picking up a couple of different palettes. The first one is the Violet Voss Rainbow, the Rainbow eyeshadow palette. And from this, I used the green, this green here, and this purple. This is a decent palette. It's not one of their best palettes, I think. However, I would put this towards the more affordable end of things. A couple of palettes that I found that had a couple of the colors I needed were in the $54 range, so we didn't want to go that high. I don't remember how much is this. I will link it down below. I also used colors from a new palette that I'm not supposed to be playing with yet, but anyway, and that's the Ace Beauty Oceanic palette, and from that I used this light blue and this dark blue for that. And then finally I used the Carroty, and I used the gold in the Violet Voss palette as well. And finally, I used the Carroty Smoky, and I just used this one shade here, this sort of mossy green. I mixed it with a gold to come up with kind of an antique kind of gold color. At any rate, so if this lists a look that you're interested in, I'm being all weird. Anyway, if you guys are being noisy. Anyway, if this is a look that you're interested in, then just keep on watching and we will get right to it right now. So as mentioned before, this is a look that I'm recreating from some discontinued shades. So I'm going to be using replacements. It's not going to be quite the same as the original look that I showed you. But anyway, we're going to replace the light pink that went under the brow with this Estate color called Pound. It is a little bit darker than our original color, and it has a bit more of a gold shift in it, just a little bit. And this is going to go underneath our brow, starting near the crease and moving upward. Just want a light flush of color. Most of this will get covered up anyway. And like I said, it is a bit darker than the original color I used. All right, so next we're going to get into the Violet Voss Rainbow palette. The colors we're going to be using from here are primarily going to be this green and this purple. We're starting with this green on the inner corner of our lid. The original green that I used in the ColourPop palette actually was too pale and didn't show up as well as I had hoped. This one definitely shows up quite a bit better. And it's Violet Voss, so it should withstand my eyes better, but I'm basically going about a third, between a third and halfway in on the lid. And you notice I'm patting more. I got this from one of the Welsh brothers. I hope I didn't cover that up the whole time. He said that patting the color on is actually the better way to put on color. You get better pigmentation, less fallout. I have found that that depends on the brand. Right about there. Now, if you wanted this to really shine, you could get some setting spray, spray your brush, and use that to apply it. Okay, so next I'm getting into the Ace Beauty Oceanic, which has this blue to replace a blue in that ColourPop palette. And that's going to go across the center of the lid. This is just a little bit darker than that other blue, which is fine. It has that same effect. This green is a little darker, but like I said, the original green that I used just did not show up on my eyes as well. So right across the center of your eye, and leave a little bit towards the back. All right, so back to the Violet Vase. We're going to go ahead and use that indigo. We're putting that in the outer corner. Just patting along. I think this isn't going to show up as much as some of the other colors, but I think I'm still going to go ahead and spritz my brush and get some better color out of it. As much as I love Violet Vase, they do occasionally have their palettes that don't work as well. This is a nice palette. It just doesn't work as well as some of the others that I have. And of course, because of my skin tone, the colors I am using are coming up off more pastel than they actually are. On somebody with lighter skin, they probably wouldn't look nearly as pastel. So you're just going to get that corner, just like that. All right, so the next color is a bit upsetting. I do have to take it out of the Biop palette. It is Love That For You. I do not have any shades that are similar to this, and I do not think it's available on the site, ColourPop site. It might be, but this is the shade that I used, and I wanted to stick fairly close, and I couldn't find anything close. So this goes in the crease, and then up towards our brow, doing that little thing that I do. That little thing that I do, I say, in the crease, and then up towards the brow, and down a little bit. And I do believe that I initially took some of this color underneath, took it around. May have changed, but just go ahead and follow that because that's what I remember doing. So we got that color all around there, like that. We're gonna fix it, don't worry. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and very quickly just blend out my edges a little bit that are a little sharp up here. Just like that. Go. And then we're going to go back into the Ace Beauty palette. We're going to use this color Lagoon. And now I believe the original color I used was a satin or a shimmer from another palette from the, would have been a shimmer from the Urban palette. But this one is a matte, and it'll do just fine. Again, just in the crease, and out. And I'm not going to fill in the way I normally do. I'm not going to fill that in. I'm just going to go like this, like that, and then smooth all of this out and leave that purple showing. Y'all know I usually fill in this area right here, and I'm not doing that this time. So there we go. This is definitely a deeper blue than my original blue that I used. And again, trying to smooth her out. I'm gonna grab that fluffy brush real quick. Do this. I'm gonna smooth out those edges. Like that. And then very quickly, I am going to grab a little bit more of that pound and put that underneath the brow, just to smooth out this area right here. Lighten it up. Get all of that mixed together like that. All right. So to replace the Antique Gold, I'm getting into the Carroty Smoky palette. And this is more of a green, but it is Rude Boy. I'm going to mix that with a gold from the Violet Voss palette, but we're going to start with that. Grab some of that and go along the bottom line. She's very dark. And then, to give it more of that goldish look, grabbing this color Buttercup from the Violet Voss palette and putting that over that antique green to give it more of a gold cast. And I'm putting more gold towards the inner corner and going out. This one definitely came out a little darker underneath than the original look. However, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish up the other eye and the rest of my face, and we will be back. So that's how I did the look. I did redo the gold and stuff on the bottom. I did add a little bit more of the pink on the top, and I did use the dark blue from the Urban Decay palette. You can find any kind of dark blue to do the eyeliner. That's the only thing. This is darker than the original palette, as you can tell from most of these colors. Most of these colors are very pale, and most of the colors that I had ended up having to pick out to try to dupe them to some degree are not nearly as dark and as pale. So this particular iteration of that look, which I'm going to show you now, so this particular iteration of that look is a little bit darker. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I was doing fine, and then we got over here to film, and all of a sudden everything started falling apart. So I apologize if my eyes are kind of a mess. You can already see that we're having some issues over here that I'm going to have to fix. But here it is with the with the glasses off, so you can take a look at what we did on the top lids. They should hopefully be fairly good. The inner corners here may be falling apart a bit, for which I apologize. If you don't have my issues, you won't have this kind of problem with your eyes, hopefully. I have no idea what set this off. Like I said, I just suddenly started sniffling and stuff, so hopefully it's not too much of a wreck, and it works for you so you can see the look. At any rate, so that was our Bright Ladies using the Violet Voss, the Carroty Smoky, and the Ace Beauty Oceanic. And that's it for the day. And I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen, I hope you will subscribe. If you subscribe, so many ifs. If you subscribe, please hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. I currently upload 2 days a week. That's Monday and Thursday. However, we do have bonus videos. We open indie brands here. There's supposed to be a few less of those, although I'm about to do one of those. I'm bad. But this is a hair care one. It's a little different. It's not makeup. Sort of. It's beauty. whatever. Anyway, so we do the indie brands, and my son opens his My Geek box. We do have a My Geek box on the way, so I guess we will not be switching out this month. I may have to remind his father to look at something else to get him. Because like I said, the My Geek box, I don't know. I've said in the past that these kittens are going nuts. They're acting like my living room is a race course, really. It's like a jungle gym. There's places where they're climbing up and running across stuff. So, and the new collars are making them loud. So I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. His My Geek box is already on the way. I will have to remind his father about the problems with the My Geek box right now. For all I know, we'll get something better this time. And if we do, then we'll just leave it alone. But I'm not expecting better. Unfortunately, they took the t-shirts out, and that's one of the things that my son loved. And so far as we can tell, the last one was all figurines. He's not as into those as, say, some adults are. So, yeah, they kind of messed that up for the kid. At any rate, so we do that. And then if you send anything, you don't have to. But if you send anything, well, that can get opened as a bonus video as well. Unless you tell me you don't want me to open it in front of all these people and embarrass you. Just put a note out. You know, pack a box inside of a box, put a note on the outside of the inner box so that I know not to do that. Or you can join the domytriesthis group, which is listed down below, and you can let me know on there that you've sent something that you do not want opened on the channel. Anyway, if you're interested in any of those, you will need to have the bell clicked to be notified because they do not go up on regular upload dates. And right now, there's not a lot of notification going on, but hopefully they'll fix it. So just keep trying to figure it out. Just go and click it, unclick it, click it, whatever. Just, yeah, right over here. Take care of that. And if you're part of my notification squad, please check both your bell and your subscription to make sure they're both still active. I don't know, unclick and click your bell. Maybe it'll work. It hasn't worked for me yet. And if you choose not to subscribe, well, I would be disappointed and sad. However, you're always welcome back here. And when you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. Well, as you all know, or as my regulars know, the way we film these particular videos, this does not have much of a chance to get stronger. It's probably been steeping about 5 minutes. And there's no tea in it, so I don't know. No actual tea. Give it a sip, get on our merry way. Still not getting anything in the scent. I think it's the sick, you know. Getting a little bit of the ginger, just a little bit. That is really disappointing. Yeah, I'm keeping in mind that I'm down with the cold. Nobody in the house has COVID. I've not been exposed. To my knowledge, I've not been exposed. So any problems with smell and taste are because I'm congested like crazy. And keeping in mind that that is affecting everything. This just, I don't know. This is a no. I would not buy these again. I would not buy that particular flavor. Into the trash that goes. I'm not impressed. It's kind of sad. And it looks like most of the thing melted. Maybe the mug is too big. It's possible because some of these are for 8-ounce mugs. And this is probably at least a 12 in here. And if you add a little bit up here, you're looking at 16. So it might be very diluted. But there's literally nothing. Just a little bit of the ginger. That's it. Anyway. Alrighty, that's it for the day. Hope you have a good one.